Good morning, my friends. My name is Ron Perry, and today we are going to do the windows on this building. Well, today I've already done these windows on these buildings. This is the front wall. As you can see, we put the windows in. They look pretty good. You can see through them, kind of. We're going to show you how to do these windows. But first, I want to start this video off with glue. Now, I've gone through this many times over the years. Many times. More times than I really wanted to in the end. I'm always asked, Ron, do you have to use weld bond glue? And the simple answer to that is if you want to use my techniques, yes. The reason for that is that these windows here are like these were just done last night, so they're a little milky still, but they go clear. They go perfectly clear, as you can see in the front windows here. And that is from weld bond. Okay, now if you want to get yourself some weld bond, I got a link to the product down in the description where you can go to Amazon and they'll deliver the weld bond to you anywhere in the world. But the point is that I use weld bond because it is the it does all of it. It does everything that I need it to do. So on one end of the spectrum, we've got it goes perfectly clear and lasts a real long time. We'll show a description of how long it's lasted in my experience. I've been using this stuff since 2008, 2009, since Joe LeMay told me to use it, and I haven't looked back. So if your first response to this video is, Ron, can I use Elmer's? I don't know. I don't care if Elmer's works. Because, okay, here's the point. There is a version of Elmer's that goes perfectly clear. Well, it doesn't go really perfectly clear. However, there's a version of Elmer's that is totally translucent, which means it will not do windows at all. There are many glues out there that can do what weld bond does. Glue wood together. But can it turn around and become your windows? I don't know. And these are the reasons why I use weld bond, because it is an all-round perfect glue for building wood kits. And that's all there is to it. This is $9 a bottle. You can spend $9 for a bottle this big of a different kind of glue that smells good. You know what I mean? But this is what you're getting. So that's I'm gonna start the video off pissing people off. Merry Christmas. So before we get into this, let's break into the showing of the fine scale miniatures kit, and we'll be right back to actually do the technique.
How did we fix that? Come on. Okay, so here we go. We've got this old model. This is a fine scale miniatures build that I've worked on way back in 2009. However, something fell off there. Anyways, I want to point out that all those windows here are glue windows, and they look fantastic still. You look at that window right there. It like it's not dusty. It's not milky. They look great. I'll zoom this back out. We'll turn the model around. We'll look on the front of it. Actually, it's gotta get some light in there. So you look at there and
you know, it's important for me to get through all the details of these tutorials and techniques because, you know, I learn a lot of stuff while experimenting on these kits and models. Most of those lessons get locked away for my personal use. And, you know, I like to share the details, the inner details of what happens in my modeling here so that you can, you know, take the ball and get running with it. Like, I'm not doing this so that you don't have to experiment. My point of view is that you should keep your eyes open. Stand on your, work on your feet. Always be prepared to handle a curveball. Because there's always a way out, and there are never any mistakes. Well, there are mistakes. Now, my window applicator is a toothpick. On one side of the toothpick, I've chewed. I broke off the coned end or the sharpened end, so that I have a nice footprint to apply the glue to each of my windows. The point of this game is to get a thin window in the cavity, but the point is that, you know, if you go thick, that's okay as long as on the other side you don't have a bubble, meaning like it's not sagging down looking like it's about to drip off the window. That's too much glue. But if you've got just enough glue so it's all standing there suspended, you've accomplished your task. So using my toothpick, I slowly go over each and every window, and it is really a tedious job that took me about 2 nights of you know, doing this and you know, listening to tunes or watching TV. It is tasks like these that'll make your model, make or break your model. So take your time. Now it takes about 24 hours for these windows to cure up, to get real clear. And you know, back in the day, my friend told me to use future floor wax to make all the acetate windows shiny before we took photographs. This is a little trick of the trade, and something that I've done since then. I don't have any future floor wax on me right now, but I'm going to get some this week, and we're going to seal these windows after we're happy with them. Happy being cured, and make sure we get all the big bubbles out and stuff like that. I'm gonna seal it with future floor wax, so it's got a nice shine and also has an acrylic kind of sealant on it. If you are in an area where your model is going to get moisture on it, like by a pool or something like that, these types of windows really won't work well unless they've been sealed really nicely. Any type of moisture on the cured glue will get it to start turning murky and milky. But as you've seen earlier, if you leave these windows clean with a nice sealant of future floor wax like you've seen on the Fine Scale Miniatures kit, it'll stay perfect forever. Now while the glue is drying, I have a few tricks that you could try if you wanted to experiment. Number one, we often find old factory buildings that have tinted windows in some way. Now while you can't really use a drop of straight acrylic, if you take a drop of acrylic and you mix it with water, you make a thinned out wash. Now mixing that little bit of wash in a small container with your glue will give you a tinted window. But you have to experiment with this. I imagine the water will add a little bit of milk or a little bit of color to our window, which is probably a good thing so that you could see the green a little bit better. But I imagine that would be a great effect. Another is what about those damn kids? I'm looking at you, Chris, my brother, who smash out the windows with stones. Leave a window or two out. You know, especially if you're lighting the interior of the building, having a broken out window will add a real visual, you know, Easter egg, or what? I don't know how to explain that. But regardless, if you experiment on, you know, some stuff on the side, come up with the next great thing, and share it with me. I'll credit you. Talk to you later. Well, there you have it, my friends. Another video in the can. Fresh for you at the end of 2017. This might be the last video of the year. I don't know, I might have one more in me. But regardless, I want to say Merry Christmas to those of you that celebrate Christmas, and to the rest of you, Happy Holidays. This is a Chinese building. In February you've got your New Year, so Happy New Year to you. I think this is a great project. Really, this really inspired me. It really got into my soul, this Chinese project, because it allows me to research and get some photographs, and you know, instead of just copying a photograph onto a model, I really like researching stuff sometimes and getting to the bottom of these things, whether that is the style of oil puddles on the ground in China. Could it be different? Could it? I don't know. But you know, it's the fun stuff, and I think I've got another commission project from a patron. It's probably going to happen next year. I don't know if I can put that on video or not. Hope I can. But, you know, I want to thank all my patrons for being a part of this thing. Without you, I wouldn't be able to put in the extra time to take these models all the way. Like, this is an expensive model, I'll admit that. But I've put a lot more time then what? Yeah, how do you? I probably put double the time that was charged onto the model. Maybe even 3 times the time for the cost. So, and that's, you know, that's, I'm able to do that because of patrons. You know, you send me the money, and I have the ambition and the time to do it. It's just, you know, being able to. So if you want to contribute and help me take all these commission builds and take them to the next level, to to take them to the level that the client didn't think he could ever afford. You're helping my clients sometimes. Not only yourself, like I do how-to videos, remember? So if you want to contribute, patreon.com/Ron Perry. Or if you want to donate just the $5 or $10 or something and have that little thing come up on the screen during the live streams. I think it's called streamlabs.com/modelers-guild. Thanks for watching. That's my daughter if you can hear her. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Talk to you later.